always looked like I was over there with the... That's how I was right there. They didn't clean it up. That is. Let's go say goodbye. I'm gonna tell you like you tell me I can't stand you. So I'm up here in Lynchburg, Tennessee, and I got my old boat. You can see the Texas tag still on it. And it's a bittersweet day. The old Godfrey that gave us some good memories. It's getting traded in. It's going away. They told me that they'll take it from me and they'll give it a good home. They'll send it to somebody else who will take care of it, and they'll give me a good deal on something else. So I'm gonna let them have it. They've already cleaned it up. They already got it looking good. That was not looking that good when I dropped it off a couple days ago. So I'm looking at getting one of these Sea-Doo switches right here. Looking at getting an 18-foot, 230 horsepower Sea-Doo switch, tri-tune. The lady right there is helping me out. And if you don't know nothing about the Sea-Doo switches, they come in 130 horsepower, 170 horsepower, and a 230 horsepower. And they call them a switch because they're completely interchangeable with all the options, the furniture packages, the surround sound packages, everything on the internal part of the boat. You can mix and match it and put it anywhere you want to style it however you want to put it. And I'll show you that once I get the boat. But the party barge is going away, and we trading it in to get something a little bit more powerful, a little bit more fun, something that we can take out in the rivers and the oceans that we're closer to here in Alabama, and maybe when we go back to Texas. So it's going away, and we're picking up one of these things, probably one of these highlighter yellow ones. So that's the plan. Hate to see it go, but it's time. So I'll keep y'all posted. So we didn't get the double bimney, but we got a bimney. Swim platform on the back. That's our new boat. Bimney is high though.
And then right here is where your anchor light goes. Okay. For if you're riding at night. And for your reboarding step, you have to push it in and raise up. And that flows down usually into the water. Moving around, you've got your cleats over here on the side, tying off the docks, all that good stuff, and then you have access zipper for your fuel.
What kind of fuel?
It's rated for up to 10% ethanol.
Okay.
Regular 87 pump gas is perfectly fine. It does better with the non-ethanol, but if that's what you can get, then it's perfectly fine.
Yes, sir.
What's up here at the front? Your gate, if you want to try to get the center of it, you have to raise it up and then it swings in. And here in this front compartment here is actually a holder for your anchor. You're going to put the strap in there. At least for now. This being a new boat, you do have to break in the motor. Break-in period on this is 10 operating hours.
10 hours.
During that time, they have to not exceed 3/4 throttle, which is right there around 6,800 RPM. You can do a brief spurt, see how fast it'll go, but bring it back down below that one.
Okay.
After you vary your speeds. So avoid any prolonged cruising at one speed. Now, of course, during lake tests and stuff, we sometimes ignore it just a little bit, but we're not out here for hours at a time.
Right.
So, doesn't necessarily hurt anything. All of your mats pop up at the corners, pop right back down. Anywhere on, of course, this may have some stuff underneath it from where they were cleaning it, but anywhere that has this design on it,
You can
the
put
seats
the
can be
chairs.
moved. You do have your ski locker, which is right in front of your console. Then you have your engine bay, and then the opening where your exhaust stuff is. Your ski locker contains your table. We've got the life jackets and throw cushion in there right now. And I believe that's also where I stashed the registration
Okay.
stickers. On cabin's chair, you have the seat bolster, which raises up, give you more height. This lever here on the side, you pull that down, it allows that seat to swivel. And then right underneath the bottom of it is your fire extinguisher.
Okay.
You have your console back here, glove box. That's where your keys are at. That's also where the cover for the Garmin is. And there's a phone holder and a USB. Up there on top, that is additional storage for the console. That's where your manuals are at. And then right here underneath the front is a 12-volt outlet.
Okay.
Handlebars are just like a regular personal watercraft. Across the handlebars, you've got your right-hand side, that is your throttle. It's also your forward gear. On the left-hand side is the IBR, which is the intelligent brake and reverse. When you're using it for the braking, if you're going across the lake and need to slow down really fast, you'll release your throttle and hold in that brake. When you want to reverse, you'll continue to hold in that brake, and once you reach idle, then you'll start applying throttle for backing up.
Okay.
And if you just want to put it in neutral, you just tap the brake and release, and it'll put the vehicle in neutral. Underneath the engine compartment there is a battery cutoff switch to kill power to the vehicle, just where the battery does not drain. It is good practice to turn that off after each use, just to make sure the battery doesn't die on you. Of course, it is one of those things that, like, why won't it start? Battery switch. But that's pretty much it for the most part here on the ground. If we want to go ahead and load up, she'll get us backed off into the water, and
Sounds good.
Awesome.
we'll take off across.
How's it feel?
Great. I told you.
This does feel comfortable.
To get on with other ones. You ask me.
Battery switch on. Okay. All right. Now this is a jet-driven unit, so it does have a grace period where you can run it out of the water. About 30 seconds. So as long as you get it in the water or a flush kit hooked up to it within that 30 seconds, no problems.
Okay.
Come on back.
That sound was the boat turning on?
Yes. So it
It's
sounds like
turning
with
on
the vehicle
out
out of the water.
That we were scraping on the ground or something.
Did you unhook the?
I did. He just needs to come back a little bit further. He's still learning.
Trust me, I know. You always are really scared of going too far in. I know.
At least you went towards the ramp and not away from the ramp and dropped the trailer off. It happens. Alright, so this has just a generic map on it right now. You can get a transducer for it. But as far as the detailed maps, there's actually a QR code here in your manuals and everything where you can download the maps to a SD card. And there's a little slot here in the front of the government to put that SD card for detailed maps. Alright.
So that one doesn't show depth or anything as of now?
As of now.
Okay.
There are two depth options that are from Sea-Doo that you can get. There's one that puts your depth on your console display up here, just a depth readout. And then there's this one that you can get for your Garmin, which is a in-hole transducer where you don't have to drill a hole through anything like that. And it actually gives you a detail at the bottom.
Okay.
Showing a depth profile as you're going along.
Okay.
Right here in the corner of the display. And then you have your mode, so you have a sport mode, an eco mode, and then a eco off, which is a sort of a touring mode. The sport mode gets you up to speed quicker, and then the eco mode helps save fuel by only allowing it about 70% power.
Oh, okay.
So this button here is your cruise assist. It also is your no wake. So right now we're at a forward idle. Hit that button, it goes into what is referred to as slow mode. If you want to adjust your levels, it's the up and down arrows over here. There are levels 1 through 9 depending on how fast you want to cruise through. Then you hit OK to set, and it'll keep you at that nice slow RPM to where you're not creating a wake. Next, out of that, you either apply throttle or you hit that button again.
Okay, and it just automatically takes it out.
Yes. As I was saying, this here is your throttle, neutral, and then once it gets back down to that idle, you've got reverse. And all that's happening is there is a reverse gate back there with the jet pump that is pushing the water under the boat. It pushes backwards. It's not that the impeller is spinning the opposite way. It's forcing the water that's already coming straight back underneath. The controls here, you've got your courtesy lights, which is a light here and a light there at the front. You've got your horn, your nav lights. That's got your red and green in the front and your anchor light, and then you have just the anchor light. Then you have the blower motor to get any kind of fuel vapors or anything out of the engine bay. If you go to a fuel dock or anything like that, and then you want to clear all those vapors out before you start the vehicle. And then of course you have the bilge for if there is any water in the hole.
Okay.
Now this keypad over here, yes, the up and down are just the speed with your cruise, but then you also have your menu. So you've got your range as far as your fuel range in miles, and then you got your settings. So any fault codes, trip information, if you had a learning key, your units, your brightness, and your clock. Under that trip option, your trip information up here at the top. Right now it's in hours. You've got your clock. That is trip A in miles, and then trip A in hours. So as far as keeping up with your service, all of that, service interval on these is every 100 hours or once a year. So you can sort of keep track of how many hours you've done that time, so on and so forth. Now your audio is this keypad here. Middle button turns it on. This is a Bluetooth only system. What you're looking for in your Bluetooth menu is BRB remote. Of course, because I've probably already tested this, so it's probably automatically put it in my phone. So the only speakers that this has as of right now is the speaker there, and the speaker on the front console.
That's pretty nice for 2 speakers. We were a little worried about that. Our other boat is speakers.
Got about 20 inches of water, this thing will sit there and float on its own.
Wow.
I can get right up against the island here and
Really?
no worries whatsoever. Try to watch out for any debris with all the rain that we've had. But here we go.
A boat with brakes is nuts.
I ain't even showing you the brakes yet.
That wasn't the brakes?
You may want to move up a little bit because sometimes it will splash up the bank.
Wow.
Good way to splash the ones in the back.
That's dope.
I don't have words.
That's pretty amazing.
I don't know why we didn't buy this thing 2 years ago.
I want to say 2 years ago they didn't have a 230 option in 18-footer. I will say that my two favorite ones are this one, the 230 with the 18 foot, and then the 170 with the 13 foot.
Yeah. A friend of ours has that
fun
one.
boats.
A friend of ours has the 13-foot 170, and he essentially talked me into getting this. And I'm kind of happy he did.
And one of my favorite features about this is you can hold the reverse, do it one way or the other, and then literally just right here in its own circle.
Yeah.
So what I'll do sometimes is like I'll do that brake, and then once it gets back down to an idle, I'll keep it in reverse, cut it, go right back in the area where I just came, so I don't have to deal with the weight.
Right.
Okay, smart.
Yep.
That makes it easy if you miss the trailer trying.
Yeah.
You can just put it right back where you're trying to get it.
And of course, it being a jet drive unit, you do have to have some throttle to have steering. That's just how jet drives are.
I saw that one on videos.
And of course, this one has the intelligent debris free system, which helps with the grasses and sticks and stuff like that. Doesn't do too good for tube ropes, but grass and sticks, just great. And it prompts you through the whole process. So you'll start off by cutting off the vehicle, pressing and holding that, so it's engaging. Then it'll say press start. Now it'll just have you apply throttle. So what it's actually doing right now is it's spinning the impeller in the opposite direction to back flush debris out the intake.
Okay.
Have you continuously apply throttle, it'll cut itself back off. Re-engage back into normal. Say ready to start. You're ready to take off again.
Wow.
That quick.
That quick. You want to take the reins?
I do. There it goes. Take you out on the water and teach you how to use your boat before you buy it. That's dope. All right, so I'm back home. Unfortunately, it's raining here in Huntsville. It didn't rain up there in Tennessee. Got the boat back. Can't do an in-depth review, so y'all gonna have to wait until I get some sunny days to get it out in the water and show y'all what that thing can do once it's broke in. So 10 hours for break-in period. You heard what the guy said. Then we can really have some fun. So new stuff coming with that one, new content coming with that one, new content with this one, new content with this one. Still don't know if we're gonna keep this one or get the Tesla Plaid. I'm telling y'all, man, the summer's gonna be crazy. Y'all stay with me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Deadpool Scat 426.